Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever in the world you are. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My hands are hella cold, so please excuse my terrible shuffling for today. It's really cold over here. I don't know how many degrees Celsius it is, but I'm just hoping the Mega Latinas will warm me up. That's what I'm hoping. That sounds so weird out of context. I like men, by the way. Anyway. Mega Latias. There's no N in there. I just fought for the giggles. We would add the N in there. Where was I? I just completely lost track. I was thinking about the weird Latinas joke again. Anyway, this stream is gonna get so derailed already. Anyway, let's take a look at the deck profile that enables Mega Latias. Like, really, really well. This deck uses 2 copies of Mega Latias to try out practically all of our attacks every turn. I'll show you guys what Mega Latias is. Mega Latias is a basic Dragon-type Pokemon with 280 HP, but it's a 3-prize Pokemon because it's a Mega Evolution. It has 2 attacks and 1 retreat cost, no weakness, no resistance. First attack is Strafe, which does 40 damage and lets you switch with one of your bench Pokemon. And then for 1 Fire, 1 Psychic, and 1 Colorless Energy, he has the attack Illusory Impulse. Sorry, she. Latias is always female. Illusory Impulse does 300 damage. That's a lot of damage. And it discards all energy from this Pokemon. 300 damage, one-shots, I want to say like 90% of the meta. It one-shots 90% of the meta. I'm pretty sure it doesn't one-shot Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. And dependent on what energies are on the Blissey V, it might not one-shot the Blissey V, depending on what energies are on there. But this one-shots Iron Thorns, this one-shots Regidrago V-Star, this one-shots Lugia V-Star, and practically every non-2-prizer out there. It even one-shots like Mega Kangaskhan if it doesn't have a Bravery Charm up or anything, which is like, frankly, kind of absurd. Anyway, you run 2 copies of Mega Latias, and the way that we can, since having to discard all the energy from that Pokemon, and it's a 3 energy attack cost, it feels pretty hefty. Luckily, the Latios printed from the same Mega Evolution set helps us with that. 2 copies of Latios. This Latios is a basic Dragon Pokemon, still just a 1-prizer, 130 HP, but it has the ability Illustrious Assist. Once during your turn, when your Mega Latias EX moves from your bench to the active spot, you may use this ability to move any amount of energy from your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. So this allows you to, if you have a bunch of energy attached on your bench, when your Latias then moves to the active, you can move as many energies as you want towards that Latias. Basically instantly charging it up without having to commit energies to the Latias. Which is really nice. Really, really nice. And we actually do have a way to attack with Latias every single turn. And it's actually a fairly easy 2-pronged combo that is kind of enabled by Double Dragon Energy. As you can see, we got 4 copies of Double Dragon Energy. So far, no proxies, by the way. Look at how proud are you guys of me. I just happen to have all these cards. So Double Dragon Energy is an energy that counts for double the energy. In short, in long terms, when you attach this to a Dragon-type Pokemon, it gets 2 Luminous in 1. So to say, 2 Prism Energy in 1, because it's not limited to basics. But you basically have 2 Rainbow Energies. 2 energies are on that Pokemon and they can be fulfilled for any type of attack cost. It's only 2 at a time though. And this can't be attached to anything that's not a Dragon type. So the way that we enable this combo is we just use this as attachment for turn. Doesn't matter where, because Latios can also move special energy. Doesn't matter where we attach this Double Dragon Energy. We can even bank it for like the next turn, for example. And then we just need 1 extra energy acceleration, which can be like a colorless energy, because the Double Dragon can fulfill the Fire and Psychic type energy. And then we're already there for the attack. So the way that I chose to go for this is I wanted to make this list hyper aggressive, which means lots of big basics, lots of fast draw, and basically just like churning through your deck to get like turn 1 going second attack, ideally. So the way that we achieve this, the best to synergize with that, is with Galarian Moltres V. There it is, the first proxy. Oh no. With 2 copies of Galarian Moltres V, we'll be using as our third attachment for the turn, so to say. So its ability is Dire Flame Wings. Once during your turn, you may attach a Dark Energy card, a Darkness Energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. It doesn't matter that it's to this Pokemon, because Latios can move it to Mega Latias. It doesn't matter where it comes from. So we run 2 copies of this. This is also, once again, a basic Pokemon, 220 HP, pretty beefy boy. And the Dark Energy we got loaded up is, once again, 4 copies. Ideally, if you don't win the game in 4 swings, in 4 illusory impulses, you're not doing something right. And to be fair, you don't need to only use illusory impulse. You can also use strafe to chip away at like low HP basics if you don't want to waste your double dragon energy on the low HP basics. You can use strafe and then like push up another Pokemon that's like a good active sitter. We'll look into that later. But first I'll discuss the reason why you should probably win in 4 attacks is because there's a lot of gust and switching in this deck, relatively to other expanded decks that I make. So obviously we should be targeting down every single turn the Pokemon that we want to KO, not just like the one that's sitting active. To achieve that, we have 2 copies of Guzma. Guzma is like made for this deck. Guzma is like perfect. The Guzma switches one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active, and also switches our active Pokemon with one of our bench Pokemon. So we can gust up whatever we want, and we get to move our Mega Latias EX to the active if it's not inactive. Really, really powerful stuff. Okay. For more switching effects, we have 1 copy of Bird Keeper. Bird Keeper is another supporter that switches our active with one of our bench Pokemon, and if we do, we draw 3 cards. It's a solid early game supporter if we don't need to gust anything. So that's pretty nice. We also have regular Latias EX. This has a different name than Mega Latias EX, so you can actually combine a 4/4 of this if you want. You don't need to. But Latias EX has the ability Skyliner, which says that basic Pokemon have no retreat cost. So if we need to do like a 2-pronged switch, this can provide one of our switches, because a retreat is just like a switch. Once again, a basic Pokemon that does that. Very, very nice. Now we also have our A-spec of the deck, which is Prime Catcher. Prime Catcher has the exact same effect as Guzma. I think the wording is the exact same, word for word, but this is an item card. And once again, the limitation to this is that this is an A-spec, which means we can only have 1 A-spec in the deck. Hello Petra, hello, hope you're doing well. How's it been? It's been a long time. Next card in the list is 1 copy of Switch Cart. Once again, we want a lot of switching in this deck, so Switch Cart makes a lot of sense because we only have basic Pokemon, and this heals our Pokemon while switching. Pretty solid, better than regular Switch. Now, I was talking about a few like interesting options to push up after a strafe if you want to disrupt your opponent kind of whilst doing all of this. One way to do that is with Wobbuffet, which disables the abilities of all Pokemon in each player's hand, discard pile, and in play, except for Psychic type Pokemon. And the reason why this is so nice is you disrupt your opponent's abilities, most likely. Also your own, but the one thing you're not disrupting is Latias EX, which gives your basic Pokemon free retreat. So if this lives a turn in the active, you can free retreat it immediately and remove the ability lock from yourself. Pretty darn nifty, if I do say so myself. Another one that's really cool here is Empoleon V. Once again, another 2-prize big basic Pokemon with the ability Emperor's Eyes. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's basic Pokemon in play have no abilities, except for Pokemon with a rule box. So this is kind of like Wobbuffet Light, but this can tank a little bit more damage. Wobbuffet only has 110 HP, whereas this is 210 HP. Pretty sick. been a long time indeed. Sorry, life's been lifing. It's okay. My life has been lifing as well. I didn't reach out either, you know. So it's, you don't have to apologize for that. I was just very curious. That's all. Okay, anyway. All the cards I've shown you are like the loose pieces of the combo. Hold on. Why is this so overlit? Can I fix that? Because Bird Keeper... rip my mic. Sorry for that. This Bird Keeper is like so overlit, as you can see. It's fine. Bird Keeper can get his time to shine for a second. Anyway, this requires a lot of big basic Pokemon, and we need ways to find those big basic Pokemon. So we're gonna get to our ball search. Woo! Ball search. Search the balls. Give them to me. I'm joking. I'm already so unhinged. Anyway, 4 copies of Battle VIP Pass. I hate this card, but it's like probably the best card for this deck. Battle VIP Pass is an item card that we can only play during our first turn, but if we do, we get to search our deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them on our bench. And then shuffle our deck. So this is a double nest ball, but only on turn 1. After every other turn, this card does absolutely nothing, and that's why I hate the card. Because you can't play it past turn 1. But 2 basic Pokemon is not to be understated. That's really, really powerful. So that's why we have 4 copies, the maximum amount of copies that we can in this list. The next card is also a really, really nice way to find basic Pokemon. It's 4 copies of Quick Ball. Quick Ball is also an item card that searches our deck for a basic Pokemon, reveals it and puts it into our hands, which is really nice, so that we can still use it for on-play abilities. The only downside is that we do have to discard another card from our hands in order to use this. That's like fine though, because we need the Dark Energy, for example, in the discard pile to activate Moltres V. And also, if it's past turn 1, we can discard Battle VIP Pass, for example, because the card doesn't do anything then. Honestly, Quick Ball, really goated in this deck. Balls? Yes, balls. We got a few more balls to talk about. We got 2 copies of Ultra Ball. This is like the most generic good card. This card is like probably in almost every deck, Ultra Ball. So Ultra Ball is an item card that searches your deck for any Pokemon and adds it to your hand, but you have to discard 2 other cards from your hand in order to use this. If you want to play this deck yourself, you can make these nest balls. But I like Ultra Balls because the Pokemon goes to the hands rather than to the bench immediately. You maybe haven't seen that many on-play abilities yet, but they will be here, don't worry. On-play abilities are definitely in this deck, by and large. We also, I'm including this in the ball search section because it's technically searching your deck for cards. We run 1 copy of Battle Compressor Team Flare Gear, which is an item card that searches our deck for up to 3 cards and discards them. So, yeah, of course, discarding cards is probably not fun, but once again, like I discussed earlier, we kind of want those Dark Energies to be in the discard pile. And also, if it's past turn 1, we don't want the Battle VIP passes. We don't want to draw those. So Battle Compressor is actually the perfect card to thin out our deck, so that we never draw into the cards that we actually want discarded. You hope I'm doing well. Aw, thank you. I am doing well. It's been a little up and down, but life always is up and down. If life is not up and down, it's just boring, in my opinion. I hope you're doing well as well. Please tell me, like if you want to tell, of course. You don't have to, but please do tell if you want to. All right, so this is obviously a lot of ways to search Pokemon, but don't worry, these aren't all the Pokemon in this deck. There's more Pokemon in this deck. First and foremost, the main way we are going to draw cards: 2 copies of the Dedenne-GX. Yes, this is a real altered Dedenne-GX. This is a fake one, but I love this one. The Dedenne-GX is very, very frail 2-price basic, but it has the ability Dedenne Change. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. That's really good. Discarding your hand is not really fun, but drawing 6 cards on an ability is really, really powerful. Unfortunately, we can't use more than 1 Dedenne Change ability per turn, but that's okay. That's why I only run 2. That's why I don't run 4. If that limitation was not there, this card would be giga broken. This card is already like really, really good. But I'm glad the limitation is on there. Otherwise, the card would have been way too good. Anyway, next one. One copy of Crobat V. Has a very similar ability. When you put this Pokemon down from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. So it kind of like refills your hand to 6 instead of discarding it and then drawing 6. Really, really powerful if you have like a double Dragon Energy in your hand that you don't want to discard yet. So you can hold it, you draw 1 less card, but you don't have to discard your whole hands. You're okay, struggling with anxiety and really bad burnout the past days now? Oh shit. Can I do anything to help there? You're gonna get help soon. Okay, hold on. I should have read the full sentence before responding to that. You're gonna get help soon, that's excellent. I mean, if I can still help, then just let me know, of course. You already did the first step towards neurospicy diagnosis. Oh. Oh yeah. I've been through those. I've been through that chapter the past year. Oh yeah. I was like, yeah, there's no way I need a diagnosis or anything, but yeah, holy moly. The diagnosis, it didn't really help me that much, but it was kind of a relief when I heard it. I'm like, yeah, okay, so my speculations were right. I do have autism and ADHD. Awesome. Cool. You just realized you said past days. Burnout was around months. Around for months. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Yeah. I see you. That's fucked up. I'm sorry to hear that. Burnout really is so goddamn annoying though, because it's like there's no quick fix at all for it. Like everyone has different healing processes for burnout, and it's very slow, and it's just so boring. But yeah, it has to happen, unfortunately. Burnout just sucks. It's one of the things that I really don't like. Like if you think about it, like if you get cancer, yeah, sure, it sucks, but at least there's like one very clear line for how to treat it, and you're in really good hands. But burnout's still like such a new thing that psychologists are doing research on like every day. It sucks. For you, you're hoping to get treated for ADHD because it's bad. It's gotten to the point you can't do any daily chores without feeling like you ran a marathon. Oh yeah, that does sound like ADHD. That does sound like executive dysfunction, honestly. Yeah. You do things at work because, well, you have to, but other than that, yeah, exactly. Like I said, that sounds like executive dysfunction. Mega Latinas. Hello, Ducky. Yes, Mega Latinas, indeed. Look at the Mega Latinas. They're so big and beautiful. I like men, by the way. I feel like I have to rephrase that every time someone mentions it. Anyway. Let's talk about more cards in our deck that draw cards. It's a pretty card. I know, right? Mega Latias is really pretty. This is like the normal art. This is not even like the illustration rare or the full art. It's just the normal version of it. But I really like it. It's not that expensive either. I think it's like €1 or something like that, or like 150. It's pretty sick. Anyway, Squawkabilly EX, Squawkabilly the GOAT. This card is low-key good. So Squawkabilly EX has the ability Squawk and Seize. Once during your first turn, you may discard your hand and draw a card. So this is similar to the Dedenne, where it discards your hand and draws 6 cards. But you don't have to. You don't have to play it from your hand to then trigger it. You can do it whenever it's on the bench. Unfortunately, it is limited to your first turn, but that's okay, because the first turn is usually the turn there where we want to draw cards the most. So Squawkabilly kind of fills the holy trinity of Squawkabilly, Crobat, Dedenne, that just like aggressively, big basic Pokemon that aggressively draw cards. Really, really nice. On your break at work, and was checking Discord and saw Mega Latinas and was like, "What the hell?" That's exactly what I went for this Twitch stream / YouTube stream. That's exactly what I wanted to go for. You just got clickbaited, my guy. You just got clickbaited. Hell yeah. Yeah, good luck at work. I hope the Walmart shift is okay. The last Pokemon that I want to talk about for now. Perfect clickbait, yeah. The last Pokemon I want to talk about for now, it's a really pretty card, by the way. It's Tapu Lele-GX. Tapu Lele-GX also has an on-play ability. This one says, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, You may search your deck for supporter cards, reveal it, and put it into your hand. And shuffle your deck. Really good. You can just search one specific card from our deck, which is awesome. It has to be a supporter, but that's okay, because Guzma is like one of the cards that we really, really want to see. I'm going to talk about some other supporters in the deck later, but finding like an early game Bird Keeper to draw more cards, or finding a late game Guzma to finish out the game is really, really nice. Tapu Lele is like the best one for this. There's a few other Pokemon from the past that have the same ability, but Tapu Lele-GX is the best one because it's Psychic type, so it can't be disabled by Wobbuffet. The back you have for cards is cool too. Yeah, I like this card back a lot. The sleeves they feel really nice. Unfortunately, as you can see, they damage like quite fast. You can't really see it that well, but as you can see, there's like some damaging here because of the shuffling. But I really like the Scarlet and Violet base set sleeves from Koraidon. They're really cool. Definitely worth it for like these types of webcam streams. Yeah. All right. But as you can see, there's like a lot of Pokemon here, and they're all basic Pokemon, and we don't have room on our bench for all the basic Pokemon because, as you might remember, there's only one Pokemon in the active spot, and then 5 spots for bench Pokemon. Ideally, we want to have like, I don't know, like 8 or something. Oh, isn't that nice? We run 4 copies of Sky Field. Sky Field is a stadium that reads, each player can have 8 Pokemon on his or her bench. The rest of the text doesn't really matter. That's only in the case that Skyfield leaves play. It just says that whenever Skyfield leaves play, the owner of the card discards Pokemon from their bench until they are at 5 again, and then the opponent does. It's the only thing that it mentions. Really, really powerful stadium. That's why we run 4, because we want to find this early on so we can like play the Dedenne, play Crobat, play Squawkabilly, play Tapu Lele, play Latios, play Mega Latias, play 2 Moltres V. That's already like 8 Pokemon. So like 8 out of 9 slots in total. Crazy. Pretty crazy. It's like 6 or 7 Pokemon. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. All right. There's like a bunch of cards left in the deck, but these are mostly miscellaneous cards, so that's why I have all grouped them all to the end. It's either to boost consistency, generic good card draw, or other like niche situations in the list. First and foremost, what's an aggressive deck without Trainers Mail? We run 3 copies of this. Trainers Mail is an item that looks at the top 4 cards of your deck, and you're allowed to reveal a trainer you find there and add it to your hand. So it's effectively, this card just says draw a trainer. Because this deck has so many trainers in it that it's like incredibly unlikely to not find a trainer off of it. So I honestly wanted to run 4, but I ended up with a 61 card deck, and I was like, I need to cut 1 card. So I cut 1 Trainers Mail. It feels a little bad, but you can probably fit a 4th Trainers Mail if there's 1 card in the deck that you don't like. Like if you don't like Empoleon V, for example, then you can choose to not run that and run a 4th Trainers Mail. That also is more than fine. Or if you want to run 3 Dark Energy instead of 4, that's also fine. We also have 1 copy of Forest Sealstone. Forest Sealstone is a tool that allows us to use a V-Star power if we attach this to a Pokemon V. Well, we have a few. We actually only have... Yeah, we have a few, because there's Galarian Moltres V, which we have 2 copies of. There's 1 copy of Empoleon V, and there's 1 copy of Crobat V. There's 4 potential targets for this tool, which allows us to use the V-Star power, Star Alchemy. Star Alchemy allows us to search a card from our deck and put it into our hands. It's pretty powerful. That's why it's limited to a once per game restriction. Also, I love like the background on this. The fact that Forest Sealstone pops out so well from that. I love that card. It's so good. Forest Sealstone is a really good card. If your deck runs like any Pokemon V and doesn't have a specific V-Star power it wants to use, consider this card. It's really good. Alright, next up we have 2 copies of Hisuian Heavy Balls. Yes, I got Heavy Balls. Hisuian Heavy Ball is an item card that says that you can look at your face down prize cards. Woo, pretty crazy. Prize cards are hidden from us normally. But we get to look at our prize cards and reveal a basic Pokemon we find there. And if we find the basic Pokemon there, we get to reveal that. and switch this heavy ball with the basic Pokemon we found there. So it doesn't cheat any prizes into our hand, but we get to unprize basic Pokemon, which is really nice on an item. If this doesn't find any basic Pokemon, it just gets discarded anyway. Really great way in case one of our Latinas is prized, for example, or like the both Moltres V are prized, or Tapu Lele-GX is prized and we need a supporter. It's just a nice way of getting some control over the prize cards, which sometimes feel very, very unwieldy. I'm gonna make a little bit more room here because I'm starting to run out of space on this playmat. There's like 10 more cards I want to show from this deck. It's actually a little more than 10. This is 12 cards. Yeah, 12 cards. There's still 12 cards left in the deck. I'll make a little bit more room here as well because I feel like these are very iconic cards that the Pokemon players will recognize anyway. There we go. There are 2 copies of Bravery Charm in here as other tools. Bravery Charm is a tool that when it's attached to a basic Pokemon, it gives it plus 50 HP. It's pretty simple, but this allows Mega Latias EX to maybe survive some hits that it normally can't. Like, Mega Latias EX is sitting at a pretty comfortable 280 HP. But there are plenty of Pokemon in the format that can one-shot that, like for example Lugia V-Star if it has 4 powerful energy attached. But if we attach that Bravery Charm, some of those breakpoints shift away downwards, so where to Mega Latias EX actually tanks those attacks. Pretty cool. And the main reason why that matters so much is because Mega Latias EX is a tree prize Pokemon. So if we can prevent Mega Latias EX from being knocked out, that'd be like awesome. That's the difference between our opponent taking 3 of their 6 prizes or not. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I did say that I wanted to talk about more supporters that are running in this deck. That's what we're doing now. Because we're of course running 2 Guzma and 1 Bird Keeper as supporter. But we're also running 1 copy of Marnie. Some card draw, some hand disruption, just generally pretty good card. Shuffles both players' hands and puts them on the bottom of their deck. We draw 5, they draw 4. Simple as that. Really good hand disruption, sometimes useful for seeing more cards during a turn. Especially if our hand is ass. That's like the main reason we run Marnie, it's if our hand is ass. We run 1 copy of Pokemon Ranger to remove all effects on each player and his or her Pokemon. This is mostly as a way to counteract Budu. Yeah, it's just here to counteract Budu, because Budu has a free attack that makes it so that we can't play items for a whole turn. That's really annoying. We have a lot of items that we want to play. So Pokemon Ranger as our supporter for turn can fix that situation for us. And then we have 1 more supporter here, it's Raihan. Raihan allows us to attach a basic energy from our discard pile to one of our Pokemon and searches our deck for a card and puts it into our hand. But we can only play this if one of our Pokemon were knocked out during our opponent's last turn. This is a really nice combat card in case Moltres V, the last Moltres V on our board was knocked out. This is the main way we still get an attack off after the fact. And then on top of that, we also run 2 copies of Versus Seeker, which is kind of related to supporters because it's an item card that allows us to put a supporter card from our discard pile into our hand, essentially allowing us to reuse a supporter that we've already played. That's why we're running such razor thin margins with these expanded decks, is because we can run Versus Seeker. Essentially, we can, if we want to, use 3 Marnie during a game. Or 3 Raihan, or 3 Bird Keeper, or 4 Guzma, because of the fact that we have 2 Versus Seeker. This can be any supporter that is in the discard. Makes it really powerful. We have 1 copy of Field Blower, which can discard up to 2 in any combination of tools and stadiums in play. This is mostly to disable our opponents, to turn off our opponent's tools or stadiums. Or this can be to bump our own Sky Field to the discard. If we have a lot of undesirable Pokemon on the bench, like for example Crobat, Squawkabilly, Tapu Lele, we don't want those to hang around. We can Field Blower our own stadium away so that we can discard those Pokemon from our bench. Pretty cool. Another card in our deck that allows us to do that is a Pokemon that I haven't talked about yet. It's Resetting Whole Marshadow. This card has the ability, once during your turn, if this Pokemon's on your bench, you may discard any stadium card in play. And if you do, discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. Pretty powerful. This essentially does the same thing as Field Blower, but this is also really useful if our opponent plays Chaotic Swell. If our opponent plays Chaotic Swell, we have to remove the Chaotic Swell before we can play another Sky Field. So this is the main way to do that. Alright, there's only a few more cards to talk about in this deck. We got 2 copies of Rescue Stretcher. Rescue Stretcher is an item that can either put a Pokemon from our discard pile into our hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from our discard pile into our deck. This is like the most powerful and versatile Pokemon recovery we have in format. So of course, we run that shit. Because recovering energies is not necessary with Raihan and Dire Flame Wing stuff. So we go all out on the Pokemon recovery, 2 copies of Rescue Stretcher. More than enough to meet our needs. And then the last card of the deck is 1 copy of Radiant Gardevoir, which is the ability Loving Veil, which means all of our Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks from our opponent's Pokemon V. The main reason this is in there is because Regidrago V-Star and Lugia V-Star are like not great matchups, and we want to make them a little bit better. The 20 HP breakpoints actually matter a lot. Which means if Regidrago players want to knock out a Bravery Charmed up Mega Latias with Radiant Gardevoir on the bench, it effectively has like 350 HP. And if they want to swing over 2 turns, it's effectively 370 HP. Which means that the only sequence of attacks they can do for that is do the time skip attack from the Dialga GX into the Mega Dragonite EX attack, one-shot it, which also loses them all their energy. Almost all their energy. That's the only way they can like two-shot that in 1 turn essentially, because the time skip gives them another turn. But that's their once per turn attack, which is really nice. We can burn that. Without this 20 HP bump, we would not survive that otherwise. Or sorry, we would not survive other attacks from them that are relevant. Anyway. I'm gonna shuffle up this 60 card deck, and then we're gonna check out how well it does in Solitaire. If anyone has any questions about the deck, please feel free to ask. No questions are stupid. You can ask me any question related to the deck. Not any question literally. Let's keep it a little civil here. But yeah. Feel free to ask me anything about the list whilst I shuffle it up to try out a few matches with this. I love this song. Anvil Town is so good. Oh, whoops. There goes my Crobat V. As you can see, the decks I'm playing have less and less proxies in them as time goes on. I do try to order cards that I use a lot. Are the cards waterproof? The cards are not waterproof, fortunately. So, unfortunately, we can't do this playtesting while at the bottom of the pool. It is what it is. Technically, the sleeves are waterproof, but the sleeves are open on the top side, so it doesn't really matter. The sleeves are waterproof, but the cards are not. I mean, if I accidentally spill like water on my playmat, then like droplets that fall like this, they are probably not absorbed by the card. But yeah. Why did I only just now notice the kappa sign after the word waterproof? Okay. I think I've been had. I've been gotten. You wish you had questions like proper ones, but you have no idea about Pokemon. You can ask, like I said, you can ask any questions you might have. It doesn't matter that you don't know anything. You can even ask a question like, is there a Pokemon cuter than the Dedenne? Like, anything. I'll grasp onto anything at this moment. Alright. Let's take a look at our neat little dice and ability markers. Let's grab them for now so we can track what we're doing each turn. Look at these nice dice. These dice, by the way, are new. They're from the Charizard Ultra Premium, the Mega Charizard Ultra Premium collection. They look really, really nice. Can we zoom in on this? Or not zoom in, but like, oh yeah, look at these dice are really nice. I love them. How do points work in TCG or the play system? So, I'm going to show you that right now whilst we're setting up to play. I'm going to tell you about... whoops, I once again knocked my mic over, as you can see. It entered the playmat. That's crazy. Now let's first grab the rest of the things that we need to start the match. There we go. So, let's say for the sake of simplicity, we're going to do turn 1 going first in this game. So, we draw our opening hand of 7 cards after the deck has been shuffled, which I just did. We're going to check if there is a basic Pokemon in here. There likely is, because we play a lot of basic Pokemon in this deck, but you never know. Yeah, I love these dice. So as you can see, we have exactly 1 basic Pokemon in our hand, the Squawkabilly X. So we put this face down as our active Pokemon. This is going to be the active Pokemon at the start of the match. If we had any other basic Pokemon here, I would be able to put them on the bench here if I want to, but we don't. We have that option. So after we've done that, it's time to lay out our prize cards, which means now the top 6 cards of the deck become our prize cards. And every time we take a knockout, we take either 1, 2, or 3 prize cards and add them to our hand. And once a player has taken all of their prize cards, they win. That's essentially how the point system works. It's prize cards. That's why it's really relevant how many prize cards each Pokemon gives up. Like, this is a Pokemon EX, for example. This gives up 2 prize cards rather than 1. Alright, anyway, we laid down our prize cards, so it's time to start the match. Let's draw a card for turn. Actually, move these over. We have 2 Battle VIP Pass in our opening hand. That's really nice, because this card is a card that we can only play during our first turn. But it searches our deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and puts it onto our bench. So let's play both our VIP passes and whoopsie, and see what Pokemon we want to bench here. We already have Squawkabilly in place, so that's awesome. We definitely want at least 1 Mega Latias EX and 1 Mega Latios. And then at least 1 Galarian Moltres V. That's like the bare minimum that we want. And we can choose 1 more. We can do Latias EX, that's probably fine. I'm pretty happy with getting Latias EX here. Maybe next time we meet, I could try playing. Oh yeah, for sure. I got a bunch of starter decks that are like, they were part of like an academy set, so it's essentially decks made for trying to learn the game, which should be like ideal. Anyway, from Battle VIP Pass number 1 we get Latias EX and Galarian Moltres V, and from Battle Pass number 2 we get Mega Latias EX and Latios. I will not shuffle my deck yet because I will be searching more cards from my deck. I'll make a little bit more room because we have a Sky Field in our hand. This is a stadium that we can put in play, and if we do, we can have up to 8 Pokemon on our bench rather than just 5. So that's really, really nice. I think the best way to do this is turn 1 going first, so we're not allowed to attack yet. I do want to attach my double Dragon Energy for turn on probably not Mega Latias, because this is a 3 prizer, and if they gust this, it's not safe. So let's attach it here. And then we can use Ultra Ball. We can play Ultra Ball to discard 2 other cards from our hand, the basic Darkness Energy and the Sky Field, to search a Pokemon from our deck and add it to our hand. I really want to grab Crobat V here, because Crobat V is like essentially perfect for an empty hand. Right. Shuffle our deck up. Before we finish this action, alright. Before we play the Crobat V from our hand, let's use the Dire Flame Wings ability from Galarian Moltres V, which allows us to attach a Darkness Energy card from our discard pile to that Pokemon once per turn. And since we just discarded that Darkness Energy with Ultra Ball, we can use this immediately. That's really nice. Alright. The opponent doesn't see your cards, right? No, no, no. Like I said, I'm just doing solitaire tabletop testing. So you do see my hand right now, but normally your opponent doesn't see your hand. This is like the one card in my hand. I have no other cards in hand. This is the one card in my hand, and my opponent doesn't see them, though. And like I said, the prize cards and what's in the deck is also hidden information for your opponents. The discard pile is not hidden information, so your opponent can ask you to show your discard pile, or they can ask if they can see it. That's all public information, because we have discarded them, we've used them. Anyway, let's play this Crobat V from our hands, because it has the ability Dark Acid. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Well, my hand is empty, so we just straight up draw 6 cards. That's pretty cool. 2, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand again. This is really good. I don't know if I want to play this Battle VIP Pass, or at least what I want to grab from it. So, one thing I do want to do is use Quick Ball to discard this Darkness Energy. So Quick Ball, we have to discard another card from our hands, but if we do, we get to search our deck for a basic Pokemon and add it to our hands. I think I want Wobbuffet mostly, but I can grab that with Battle VIP Pass. Let's think. I don't really want to discard that many more cards. So I want to use Battle VIP Pass to get Radiant Gardevoir and Wobbuffet in play. And I think I'll grab Quick Ball to use Quick Ball to grab Tapu Lele. Add Tapu Lele to our hands. These go to the discard pile. And then I'll play Battle VIP Pass to search our deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, being and putting them on our bench, being the Radiant Gardevoir and the Wobbuffet. As you can see, my playmat is a little bit tiny, so we're kind of running out. Unfortunately. We're running out of space. Alright. Do I want to play this Tapu Lele, or do I want to play the Marshadow? I think Marshadow is actually like really good here. What we can do now... do I want to do this? Yeah, I think I... What we can do now is we can play Switch Cart to move Radiant Gardevoir to our active. I'm just choosing a random Pokemon for now because I have a specific plan. And my plan for this is that we use Resetting Hole Marshadow here. Because what Resetting Hole Marshadow does is it discards the stadium in play and then discards itself. So what we can do now is, since we no longer are allowed to have more than 5 Pokemon on our bench, we have to discard cards from our bench in order to get there. So we can discard Crobat V. We can discard Squawkabilly EX from our bench. Since I didn't really want to draw any more cards, this is perfectly fine for now. Can't play a supporter yet because it's turn 1 going first. But we still have a free retreat from the Latias, so we can retreat into Wobbuffet, which is like a perfect turn 1 going first end. So let's end our turn. So with Wobbuffet in the active, our opponent has like no abilities they can activate, which is awesome. Let me see if I can fix the light. Is that better? I think that's better. So let's say nothing happens on their turn, or nothing much of interest happens on their turn, and we draw a card for next turn. Ooh, we draw into Battle Compressor. That's a really, really good one. The Battle Compressor is an item card that allows us to discard up to 3 cards from our deck. So what I definitely want to do is I want to discard this 4th Battle VIP Pass because I can't use that anymore. What I also want to do is discard other cards that I don't need anymore. So we can discard this basic Dark Energy, Hoping the fourth one was not prized, but it is. Is there any other card in deck that we don't really need at the moment? I think Pokémon Ranger, not that necessary at the moment. So we can discard Pokemon Ranger, and if we do need it, we can always versus Seeker for it, so that's fine. So Battle Compressor allows us to discard those 3 cards from our deck. There we go. Reshine the light a little. Yeah, perfect. That lighting is actually really... Okay, so all these cards go to the discard pile. As you can see, discard pile is getting pretty hefty already after 2 turns, 1.5 turn. Let's use Dire Flame Wings again. Once during a turn, we get to search our deck discard pile for a Dark Energy and attach it to the Moltres V. Really want to see if we can get another attachment for turn. So my bench is full, but we still have access to Marnie, which means each player shuffles their hand. I'm shuffling my 1 card and putting it on the bottom of our deck. Then we draw 5 cards from the top and our opponent draws 4. Let's see what those 5 cards are. I hope there's a double Dragon Energy in here. There is not, but we have other ways that we can work with. We have another Sky Field, so we open up our bench again. We can attach this Bravery Charm to Mega Latias EX to give it plus 50 HP. I have a Rescue Stretcher here. I can Rescue Stretcher for Crobat, potentially. I think that's nice. I like going for a Crobat play here. Let's definitely attach the Forest Seal Stone here. And Rescue Stretcher Crobat to our hands. And then we can play Crobat from our hands. Once again, do Dark Acid. I have 1 card in hand, so we draw 5 cards. We draw up to 6. Okay, we find a Hisuian Heavy Ball. I don't think there's any specific Pokemon prize that we need to care about, but we get to look at our face down prize cards. Okay, so the second Galarian Moltres V was priced. That's okay. What I'm more miffed about is that the Prime Catcher is priced and that one of the Guzma is priced. That's a little annoying, but it is what it is. It's fine. So we shuffle our prize cards again. Shuffle our prize cards, and we put them down again. Our prize cards are now, should be now the exact same, but in another order, and a Hisuian Heavy Ball rather than that Galarian Moltres V that is now going into our. I think I'm down to bench the other Mega Latias in preparation for next turn. I don't really want to bench any of these. Do I want a Quick Ball for any specific cards? Oh, I kind of messed up, by the way. I should have retreated to Radiant Gardevoir before triggering this, because this doesn't have an ability otherwise. Retreating to Radiant Gardevoir? No. Wait. We're retreating to Mega Latias. Then trigger Lustrous Assist, so that we can move any amount of energy from our bench Pokemon to the active. So all we need is 1 double Dragon Energy and 1 basic Darkness Energy, and this Mega Latinas EX can already attack. Now the question is, do I want to use the V-Star power? I think I want to hold on to that for now. We don't have our attachment for turn, actually, so I think I don't. Let's use our V-Star power, flipping our V-Star marker, so we can use that once per game. And search our deck for a card and put it into our hands. I just want to search for a double Dragon Energy so we can attach that in advance. Go. Shuffle, shuffle. There we go. I want to attach this for turn. Let's attach it onto the Radiant Gardevoir for now. I actually want to attach it on the Latios. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, our Latios is ready to attack. Do we want to do anything else during this? turn. I think it's probably best to chill here. So let's go for an Illusory Impulse. Discard all of our energy. And take 2 prize cards, assuming we play against a Regidrago V-Star. Alright, let's assume the Regidrago V-Star punches into this for 300 damage. I think that's pretty relevant. I think that's a pretty normal move they can do. Softening this up for 300 so they can use a Cure attack later is pretty normal. So 300 damage on this Mega Latias EX, the active. Right, let's remove our ability markers and draw another card for turn. So we draw VS Seeker, that's pretty nice. Heavy Ball won't do anything. I can once again consider Field Blower here to discard some bench Pokemon. Not sure if that's smart to do or not. I mean, at this point, Wobbuffet's not really of use to us. And neither is Crobat, so we can go for a Field Blower to discard that Sky Field. And let's say we also discard our Force Seal Stone because we don't need it anymore. And now we have to discard bench Pokemon until we are at 5. So let's discard Crobat V. Actually, this is 280 damage because of the Radiant Gardevoir. I messed up. That's okay. It's 280 and not true. Let's discard Wobbuffet as well. So now we got a bench of 5 again, maximum. It's completely fine. Let's use Dire Flame Wings to attach a Darkness Energy from our discard pile to that Pokemon. Go. Let's see, do I want to use Versus Seeker for anything? What supporters are in the discard pile? Marnie and Ranger are, and I think those are the only ones. I mean, Marnie is nice. Use here. I think Bird Keeper is also fine. Yeah, I think Bird Keeper works here. Let's go Bird Keeper, switch our Pokemon and draw 3 cards. Since we're swapping a Mega Latias EX into the active spots, that means we get to move any amount of energy from our bench Pokemon to our active, which we're doing right now. I'm not quite sure if I want to strafe or not, but this feels pretty safe still. Oh, there's an app break. Fuck! That's okay, I'll keep playing. Oh, that's really annoying though. Right, let's thin the deck out a little bit. Let's go for a Quick Ball, discarding Hisui and Heavy Ball to search our deck for a basic Pokemon and add it to our hand. Go for Tapu Lele-GX so we can maybe search Guzma next turn. Shuffle, shuffle. Do. Alright, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. This goes to our hands. And then let's go for another Illusory Impulse to once again one-shot another Regidrago V-Star in the active spots. Discarding the Double Dragon Energy and the Darkness Energy to get 2 prize cards. That's really nice. That was what we were looking for. Both Prime Catcher and Guzma. I wanted one of the 2 off prizes, but that's fine. You wish you could hang around more bits and early work day tomorrow. I understand. First alarm is 5:40! I completely understand, Petra. Don't worry about it. Do not worry. Yeah. You're very welcome. I will always be here for Time and Talks. I will always be here. Enjoy your sleep. Get some rest. And good luck at work tomorrow. Or wherever you're going. Oh, is it Urdu workday, right? Yeah, okay, so it's work. Okay. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. Yep. Well, that was like the millennial heart, I feel like. Anyway. Thank you. Appreciate you. Anyway, we use Illusory Impulse. Do we expect our opponent to knock us out? Probably, honestly. They probably knock us out, let's be honest. Let's move Latias EX to the active spot. Draw a card for turn. What we practically need right now is... we need Double Dragon Energy. That's the thing. So we need some aggressive draw here. Means I'm gonna use some aggressive draw as well. Oh my god! They were in my next 4 draws. That's crazy. I'll grab Ultra Ball from that Trainers Mail. And then I'll play Ultra Ball, discarding Raihan and Galarian Moltres V. Search out a Pokemon. Let's grab Latios. We're gonna thin out. We're gonna thin out our deck a lot. I'm gonna play... do I need to play Lele? Yeah. I need a Double Dragon, so I need to go all out for this Lele play. Let's go for a Wonder Attack, searching our deck for a supporter card and adding that to our hands. So that's a Guzma. Then let's shuffle our deck. This is why we play Marnie. My plan is to versus Seeker for Marnie. Alright, shuffle, shuffle. There we go. And the plan now is to... I mean, I can Prime Catcher in advance. That's fine, yeah. Choose Prime Catcher to gust up whatever we want. Let's push Latios for now. Because I don't know if I want to push to a Tree Prizer to be active. So let's versus Seeker. For Marnie, which was played earlier this game. We still have the free retreat from Latias, so I don't need to shuffle my discard pile. What am I doing? Alright, we can't really fin anymore. Maybe I should have gone for the Dedenne play, but this spins out a little more, this play. So I think I wanted to go for this. And it doesn't really get rid of my Guzmas in case I whiff it, so this feels safer. So we're going for a Marnie play, shuffle our hand, put it on the bottom, and draw 5 cards. We hope one of these is Double Dragon Energy. Oh, let's go. The 5th one. Was it the 5th one? Yeah, it was the 5th one. Very nice. Let's attach that to Mega Latias. I think we got what we need here. We can fin even more if we want to. By going for Quick Ball. Wait, versus Seeker. We can fin so much more actually. Which is really funny. So grab this. Okay, we can play the Rescue Stretcher to shuffle some more draw Pokemon in. Do Marshadow. We have to do 3, unfortunately. So let's do Marshadow, Mega Latios, and Crobat. Shuffle these 3 into the deck. Or actually, let's just add Crobat to our hands and let's not shuffle these into the deck. Yeah. This draws even more. If we just go Crobat to draw until we have 6 cards in hand. See, we even find the other Double Dragon Energy. We can Trainers Mail to look at the top 4. Add a trainer we find here. Except for Trainers Mail, so let's get the Bravery Charm, for example. shuffle the rest of the deck. My deck is less than 6 cards, so if we want, we can bench the Empoleon V, bench the Dedenne-GX to use Dedenne Change to discard our hand and draw 6 cards. This is not 6 cards, this is like 4. Yeah. And then we retreat into Mega Latias, triggering the Lustrous Assist from Latios to move any energy attached to our bench Pokemon to the active. So we just have to move 1 Dark Energy from the Galarian Moltres V onto the active. And we are done. Bob's your uncle. Swing for the last 2 prizes. And we are there. That's how the deck functions. It's pretty gross. In my opinion, this deck is like really good. Like really, really good. The kind of sus thing is if you whiff, you have a lot of easy 2 prizes to KO on your bench. But honestly, that's better than them KOing our 3 prizers, in my opinion. So that's the thing. You kind of have to win in 3 attacks, but your opponent can win in 2 attacks. So using the Radiant Gardevoir or the Wobbuffet, disrupt our opponent in the meantime, or maybe using Strafe to get some cheeky single prize KOs will help for sure. I think I misplayed how the Marshadow goes though, because I think Marshadow forces you down to 5 and then discards itself rather than discarding itself and then forcing you down to 5. That is a meaningful difference because it leaves a bench spot open. I'm not entirely sure how that interaction works actually. I'm gonna search the card from the deck and discuss with you guys what I mean with that. Yeah, here it is. So it says, once during your turn, before your attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard any stadium cards in play. And if you do, discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. It's an if. Not when. Or after. If. So I think that means that this happens simultaneously. So you do discard this and then go down to 5. I think that's the order of how this works. I love this song so much. It's so good. So good. I love it. Oh, inject this song into my veins right this instance. It's way too good. Alright, let's flip over our V-Star marker again. I don't think we technically have Tapu Lele-GX, which can attack with no, it can't attack with Tapu Cure. It can go for an energy drive, but it can't go for 1 Cure. It requires Psychic. Oh man, the Jubilee Village soundtrack is so good. So good! Let's go. Alright, let's flip a coin to see if we're going first or second in this game. Or actually, I just played a game going first, so let's try to do a game going second. Why not? Let's have a little bit of variety, shall we? Variety of the Pokemon kinds. There we go. So, this is a pretty solid opening hand, if you ask me. Holy shit. We don't actually want to start with Mega Latias. Ideally, I mean, we have Rhyme Catcher, so it's not the worst thing. Yeah. Okay, so let's put down our prize cards. 5, 6. Now playing with 7 prize cards. Let's flip open our active into bench Pokemon and draw a card for turn. We're 100% gonna attach this Bravery Charm right here. If our opponent played any tools or stadiums, we can discard this. Is that something that Regidrago does turn 1? I think they might. So let's play that Field Blower. and play the Battle VIP Pass to search our deck for 2 Pokemon and put them onto our bench. The most important ones right now are Galarian Moltres V and another one, like Radiant Gardevoir. I think if we're still playing that Regidrago matchup, it's the most important one, but let's go for Squawkabilly EX for now. The earlier we get this on the board, the earlier we can probably discard it with the Sky Field stuff. Since we already burned Field Blower, it might not be that likely to actually find that Sky Field combo, but that's okay. We can definitely find Sky Field, but finding the Marshadow might be a little bit of a difficult task. Alright. We can't trigger this at all. Do I want to burn that Prime Catcher immediately? Well, sure. Let's rip that Band-Aid off. Move Squawked. Let's move Moltres to active. And then go for it. Dark Assets to draw until I have 6 cards into my hands. So we draw 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we find the Hisuian Heavy Ball. That's a really nice find. So let's check what our prizes are like. There's no basic Pokemon in our prizes. The Battle Compressor is prized, so is another Dark Energy and 2 Quick Balls, but that's fine. 1 Rescue Stretcher is probably the most important thing that's prized. We have to keep in mind that we only have access to 1 Rescue Stretcher during. Let's put out prize cards again. Discard that Hisuian Heavy Ball. Let's put down that Sky Field. Put down that... I'm not gonna put down the Empoleon yet. Let's grab the Trainers Mail first to see what we get. We can't grab Trainers Mail. Ultra Ball is really nice, actually. I like that. Grab Ultra Ball. And we can discard Dark Energy and Empoleon V with that. I think it's pretty likely we can find an attack this turn, so I'm okay with this. What is the last card in my hand? It's the Marnie. I think I want to play that Marnie for cards, actually. So we have to find exactly Latias EX here. Like the last piece that we need for this turn. We can get on-play stuff as well, but I like getting Latias here. There's not that many Quick Balls, but okay. Latias is like mandatory here, and the rest is not. Marshadow would be nice here if we get into more Pokemon draw, but it's whatever. Marshadow can also be Battle VIP Pass. Go. We bench that Latias V. Does it have to be on the bench? No, it doesn't have to be. So let's go for a Dire Flame Wings. I technically also use Aura Burn on this. I didn't realize that until now. That's really funny. And let's play Marnie. Draw 5. And our opponent shuffles their hand into the bottom of their deck and draws 4. We can get a Battle VIP Pass here. Unfortunately, we kind of whiff the double Dragon Energy. Oh, there's still Squawkabilly EX, never mind. Still haven't ripped the Squawk. So let's get Radiant Gardevoir EX. Oh, sorry, Radiant Gardevoir. And do I want Wobbuffet? It's likely that we have to go for a Strafe turn. So, where's Marshadow? I know he's in a deck. Yeah, there we go. So let's go get Marshadow and Wobbuffet in play. We do the energy like this. This is all still turn 1 going second, so still kind of popping off. Not gonna lie. We're popping off really hard. Shuffle up all these cards again. There were no VS Seekers prized, so discarding all these supporters and the Sky Field is not that bad. Discarding the Rescue Stretcher might be a big deal. There's no Pokemon we're discarding this way, so we just have to be mindful of the Marshadow if we want to use that. What? Sorry, put it on my discard pile. Yeah. So we use Squawk and Seize to discard our hand and draw 6 cards. 1, 2. There's a double dragon. 4, 5, 6. We can play another Trainer's Mail. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we can grab Quick Ball. That's pretty nice. Quick Ball is really, really nice here. So let's bench the Radiant Gardevoir and Quick Ball the Dark Energy for, let's say, another Mega Latias, probably. Another Mega Latios, probably. As you can see, our bench is getting kind of full, but that's okay. We don't have to go for a strafe turn. We can just attach that Dragon Energy here to our retreat for turn into the Mega Latias, using Lustrous Assist to move energies towards it. Do I want to trigger the Marshadow? I think I do. Let's use Resetting Hold to discard that Sky Field and the Marshadow. Oopsie. So we get to discard 2 more bench Pokemon. Let's discard Squawk and Moltres. Oh, sorry, Squawk and Crobat. My bad. We don't need those anymore. We can move these to the bench. And then let's swing with Illusory Impulse for the KO, drawing 2 cards from our prize cards. Alright, this deck also, of course, discards all energy from this Pokemon. Let's pass the turn over. We have Radiant Gardevoir in play. They might actually, they probably have to go for the 280 swing here. They kind of have to. They are kind of obligated to go for the 280 swing here. Because they want to go 3-3, they don't want to go 2-2. They know this is my only attacker, probably. Draw a card for turn. Put that Sky Field in play again. Versus Seeker is a really good top deck, holy shit. So now we can bench our second Mega Latias EX. Let's see. Let's use Dire Flame Wings to attach another Darkness Energy from our discard pile to the Galarian Moltres V. If I want to, I can Quick Ball for or VS Seeker for Guzma. What are my other VS Seeker options? Bird Keeper is also nice. Marnie. Prime Catcher is poised. Let's Quick Ball away. Let's Quick Ball away the Pokemon Ranger to see if it's a little bit more thinning. Don't need another Galarian Moltres V. Tapu Lele, grab anything? Oh, we can grab Guzma from deck. That means we don't have to use the Versus Seeker. That's actually kind of nice. Let's use that Wonder Tag. Grab Guzma. Actually, I need Double Dragon Energy. I just realized I kind of need Double Dragon Energy, so I think I'm gonna go for a Bird Keeper actually. But it's nice that we thinned the Guzma out of the deck. I didn't want to play the Dedenne this turn anyway. Kinda need to chill. So let's play Versus Seeker to put a supporter card from our discard pile into our hands. Where is that Bird Keeper? Nice. Do I want Bird Keeper or do I want Marnie here? I think I want Bird Keeper. Bird Keeper to move Mega Latias to the active, triggering Lustrous Assist to Dark Energy to it, and drawing 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We can do a little bit more finning, quick balling away the Battle VIP Pass to grab Latios. We're gonna Dedenne next turn anyway, probably. Alright. Fortunately, we don't really have much to go off of this turn. I don't want to discard this necessarily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Strafe to do 40 damage and move the Wobbuffet to the active spots. Now, knowing my opponent, they probably Gust KO this Mega Latias EX. To which I Gust Wobbuffet again. And then they probably do that with the Time Skip GX. Let's be real. And then they knock out the Wobbuffet with the Kyurem attack. Do some damage on the Latios. And the Gardevoir. Actually, they probably want to put damage here. Oh. Here. For the Kyurem attack. Alright, so I want to push my Latios, I think. Yep. Raw. You get the Bravery Charm, now on 220 HP. Let's use Dire Flame Wings to attach a Darkness Energy. 2 Moltres. 2 attacks away from the game. Our opponent's at 2 prizes right now, by the way. I'll track that with this. My opponents have 2 cards. So let's play Guzma. Move the Latias to active. Not triggering Lustrous Assist. I mean, I have to trigger it, but I can choose not to move any. Alright, and then let's play the Dedenne-GX, discarding our hand and drawing 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 6. Definitely attach this here for turn. That's the main reason why we played the Dedenne. Does Switch Cart help me in any capacity? See, I Guzma this to the active, so it brings me from 220 to 250, which is not a relevant number. Heavy Ball does nothing. I can do a Forest Seal Stone here. Let's play Trainer's Mail to see what we draw. Kinda want to grab first off of that. That's a pretty nice versus Seeker. There's not a lot of cards in deck, right? No, there's 7. It's turn 3, by the way. Turn 3. Alright, gamers. Yeah, my best bet is to just go for those 3. I think. Then just hope that our opponent doesn't have a Gust KO or a Kyurem attack. Any attack whatsoever, because if they have Kyurem attack here, it's game over, of course. But what if they don't have that? If they don't have that, then this leaves, or doesn't leave. I can, next turn, go for the 4 Seal Stone to search a double Dragon Energy. And I need a Gust Wave, but I have Switch cards. Use Switch Cart plus Retreat from Latias to move that Dark Energy here and swing for the last 2 prizes. But usually we probably die before that, because they definitely have like a Cure attack there, 100%. There's no way they don't have that. They could just Raihan for some energy. Catch that Double Dragon. I mean, they can whiff the Double Dragon, of course. They can definitely whiff that Double Dragon. Man, my hands are so cold. Holy shit. My hands are like ultra cold. Oh wait, let's also shuffle my hand cards back into the deck. Anyone have any questions about this list? If you do, feel free to ask. If you have any questions about the list, please let me know. I'm gonna take a quick pee break. And I'll be right back after, if that's okay with y'all. I'll finish shuffling my deck, and then... Actually, I could probably do that whilst the ads are playing. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I'm back from the peeing break. Let me turn off that text for you. The very professional text. Hold on, let me unbuckle a little bit more for the Mega Latinas. For a second I thought I was getting a fucking Discord call. Holy shit. That scared the shit out of me. Why does this intro always have to be like that, man? Oh my god, the intro always scares me as if I'm getting fucking Discord called. Oh my god. That was a panic button for me, my god. No. Alright. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now let's do another game going first again. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see, what is our opening hand? That's okay. That's pretty alright. Sky Field is a little useless, but that's okay. Got some quick ball fodder then, I guess. Alright. Flip it over. Turn 1 going first. Let's draw cards. And I am very down to just immediately rip that Ultra Ball to discard 2 Dark Energies. And grab ourselves a Squawkabilly EX. If it's not priced, at least. It's not. Let's go! You'll love to see it. We're not gonna fully shuffle yet, but this is now here. We bench this. Play that Sky Field. We'll play the Prime Catch. I can't actually play that Prime Catcher most likely because I'm going first. That's okay. Quick Ball away to Sky Field for a Dedenne-GX. Play the Dedenne-GX to use D-Day Change. Doom. God, I love this song. It's so good. Alright. That's all shuffled up, so we discard that Prime Catcher from our hand, unfortunately, to draw 6. Okay, we get Hisui and Heavy Ball. I'm not entirely sure from my quick deck check that there's any Pokemon priced. There is. Galarian Moltres V is priced, so let's grab that. So there's a Guzma priced, and a Double Dragon, and a Bravery Charm. That's actually pretty bad pricing. I mean, it's not 2 Double Dragon or 3 Double Dragon, but still, one of the 2 Bravery Charms being priced is kind of annoying. So let's bench that Galarian Moltres V and use that Dire Flame Wings ability to attach a Darkness Energy to it from our bench. Oh, sorry, from our discard pile. I mean, it is on our bench. I'll attach this here for now. We have Switch Cart in hand. Stretcher doesn't really do anything. Neither does versus Seeker because we're turn 1 going first. So let's Squawkabilly this away. Feels kind of bad. To draw 6 cards. 4, 5, 6. Play that Trainers Mail to see what we get. Quick Ball is really nice. I love Quick Ball. What do we discard from our hand to play the Quick Ball? Definitely a Hisuian Heavy Ball. I want to grab Latias here. Thing is, if I grab Latias, I don't have any else for draw. Well, I have Lele here that can get me card draw next turn. So, yeah, let's go grab ourselves that Latias. That's fine with me. I could have also left the Latios inactive and not attached to that Latios, but Latios feels like a thing that's probably fine to KO. Otherwise, they'll probably just chase the thing that's Double Dragon, so I don't want to give them the thing that's Double Dragon. I'll move the Dedenne-GX to active and end my turn. Now let's say, worst case scenario, they do knock out the Dedenne. That's fine. That's fine. We push Latios and draw cards. Our prize is now at 4 prizes. I'm very sorry for bumping that mic once again. I am so sorry. Are you guys okay? Are you not deaf yet? Awesome. Okay, let's bench that. Mega Latias EX. Let's attach for Sealstone. Let's go for that. Dire Flame Wings. We attach another Darkness Energy from our discard pile to that Moltres V on the bench. A little bit more room for the rest. Let's do a manual attachment here. Actually, I want to do... Yeah, no, that's fine. Then let's play Tapu Lele-GX to search our deck for a supporter card and add it to our hands. Let's see, what supporter do we want to grab? Bird Keeper's alright. I'd rather grab Marnie here. Marnie is fine. We don't really need a Gust. They probably have a good attacker in the front. That's a 2 prizer. So that's fine. Go. Play the Marnie to put this on the bottom and draw 5. Okay, we definitely want to play Trainers Mail. What do I want to grab from these? These are 4 great options. Just check my discard pile. We can Quick Ball for another Dedenne. I think I'm actually quite happy with balling there. So let's grab Quick Ball, discarding Darkness Energy. To grab Dedenne-GX. Like, quite okay with that. Going to be honest. Shuffle our deck. Let's see. Bench the Empoleon. Attach that Bravery Charm here. Many Sky Field are we down? Just 1. Okay. I'm definitely happy with using Field Blower here to discard the Sky Fields. So we can discard the Squawk from our bench. Actually, the 160 versus 170 matter. It's not really relevant. So let's discard Lele so we can actually use... Oh, wait, that was not smart, actually. No, wait. Why did I do that? That was so not smart. Hold on. Keep the Lele in play. We're not playing this Field Blower, because I need room to play the fucking Dedenne. So we're not doing the Field Blower turn. Duh. Have to discard the Field Blower, draw 6. Okay, let's... I attached this Double Dragon already for turn. Let's use this to discard some Battle VIP passes. Discard 3 Battle VIP passes with the Battle Compressor. There we go. Don't need the second one of those. Did I play supporter yet? Yeah, I played Marnie. I don't think I want to play the Crobat yet. Not gonna play this later. Okay, what I want to do is I want to switch into Mega Latinas. Trigger that Lustrous Assist to move one Dark Energy here. And then Illusory Impulse for the knock. Prizes. Nice, that's really big. Let's say they don't have a Cure turn and they go for the 280. That's actually 300. Actually, the Cure in play would not have worked last. We had Radiant Gardevoir in play. Anyway, doesn't matter. We draw for turn. Yeah, I'm fine with keeping that in play. I'll bench Marshadow in advance. Let's trigger Resetting Hold to discard Sky Field and discard Marshadow. We can discard Squawk, Dedenne. And that's all. Yeah, that's all. Actually, I don't want to discard Squawk. I want to discard Lele. Right. So we don't have to do much this turn. We can just go for a Guzma. Move up like Empoleon, for example. Then retreat. Trigger the Lustrous Assist to move this and this here. Use Dire Flame Wings to attach a Darkness Energy here. Let's see, there's one Double Dragon here, one in prizes and one there. We want to use my V-Star power to grab the last one out of the deck and attach that for turn here. It's a little greedy to overcommit my double dragons like this, but I think it's worth it potentially. Okay, so let's swing for the knock. There we go. We unprice the double dragon. That's really nice. They probably knock this to go down to 1. Or they got something else to go to 2. Not that it matters. Push Latios. Draw. Mega Latias. Double Dragon Energy. Bravery Charm. And there's Trainers Mail. Sky Field. I mean, we've already won here, but I want to see how far it can go. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Hello, 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 Gwen. Welcome in. Thank you for claiming your daily Dino Nugget and your spicy Dino Nugget. Appreciate it. How are you doing? Alright. What else can we do here? We can empty our hand a little bit. Like, we can bench this Latios and this Moltres. Haven't even played a supporter for turn, so we can go for... did I discard Raihan yet? No, I haven't. We can even go for a Guzma this turn. Yeah, let's Guzma up something from them. Move, like, I don't know, this other Latios to active. And then play Crobat V, triggering Dark Acid to draw until we have 6 in hand. Yeah, see? We have the tools. We can Ultra Ball away the Sky Field and the VIP Pass. search a Pokemon from our deck, but our deck is not very big anymore. As you can see, it's 3 cards. Not that we need it. All we need to do is retreat into Mega Latias EX, trigger that Lustrous Assist to move another energy here, and use Illusory Impulse to discard these and draw the last 2 per game. Awesome. This deck works. Like, this deck is really fucking good, actually. Holy shit. Not gonna lie. You're so done with the winter? Oh, I am too. I know how cold it is up north, but so I don't want to complain too much about the cold, because I know you guys have it way colder. Way colder than I do right now, but I feel you. I hate the cold as well. I'm doing alright, other than hating the cold. I want summer. Can we skip spring because of my hay fever and go into summer immediately? I would appreciate that. Wind chill is -11. Oh, Jesus Christ! Holy shit, bro! I thought I was doing bad with like a wind chill of -3. -11 is. Ugh. You had to go outside today, otherwise you would not have gone. Yeah, same. Same. It's way too cold. The heater in my room is like all cranked up, like almost all the way. My feetsies are very warm, but my hands are still so cold. It is what it is, unfortunately. Alright, I think we're shuffled up enough. I think we can do like one more showcase game and then it's probably good enough for today. Let me just check how long it takes for the next ad, because I think I recently played one. Yeah, it's one hour until next ad. That's awesome. Skip spring, straight to summer. Yeah. Hell yeah. You love your heater. Alright. We did a game going first last game, so let's do a game going second this game. So we draw 7 cards for our opening hand. God, I love these sleeves, they're so cool. Let's see what our opening hand is. We open Wobbuffet. That's not necessarily the best one. We can probably make that work, opening Wobbuffet. Especially going second, opening Wobbuffet is definitely not the worst. If we top deck some Pokemon search, we can find Latias EX, or Latinas EX, sorry. And we can maybe do some hyper aggro stuff still. Alright. Draw for turn. See, we just draw into Ultra Ball. I'm just that good. I'm just that good. Right, let's... I think I want to Ultra Ball first, actually. If I Ultra Ball first, that gives me higher odds of finding a cool thing off of my, what was it? Trainers Mail, yeah. Finding Pokemon search off the Trainers Mail. This is like one less card in deck, so that's worth. Fun. I love Dragon Spiral Tower. This is such a good song. This is also the song, I think, for Celestial Tower. That's okay. Man, I love this song. I think it's called Mysteries of the Tower. Like that. Anyway, we played Ultra Ball, discarding Pokemon Ranger and a basic Darkness Energy. Grab a Latias EX. I want to Battle Compressor as well before doing this. So, any cards I don't need in this matchup. Let's discard the Galarian Moltres. One of them. And Darkness Energy. It's actually the only Galarian Moltres in my deck, so I probably don't want to discard that. Maybe for Mega Latias to discard. Unsure. We can probably discard the Sky Field. I think that's fine. Actually, no, let's discard Guzma so I can activate Versus Seeker. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah. There's still another Guzma in deck, and we can potentially find Versus Seeker to play another Guzma. Guzma would also get me out of trainer lock here, or not trainer lock, ability lock. Thing is, the Wobbuffet causes all Pokemon to not have abilities except for Psychic type Pokemon. And this Latias EX on the bench gives basic Pokemon free retreat, so I mean, I already have the answer of free retreat into Latias, but ideally I don't want to retreat into Latias, is my issue. So let's play the Trainers Mail to see what we can find off of this. I mean, I guess Sky Field is the best one out of these, but man, that kind of stinks. That Trainers Mail kind of stinks. Not even kind of stinks, it was like big stinker. Like baby poo-poo diaper stinker. That's okay, we can probably make it work. We just have to hit the nuts off the Crobat, but that's okay. My opponent probably still doesn't know what I'm playing, because I've played very generic cards other than the Darkness Energies. So that's also for the better. I think let's attach Bravery Charm to Wobbuffet and then retreat using Latias. So now my Crobat does have its ability, Dark Asset, to draw until we have 6 cards in hand. Okay, nice. I find VIP Pass. That's big. Battle VIP Pass. For Mega Latinas. Actually, I'd rather want Moltres, let's be real. Galarian Moltres V, and I want Squawkabilly X. I'm pretty fine with discarding most of these cards in hand, right? Yeah, I am. I don't need Galarian Moltres V, what am I doing? I have Hisuian Heavy Ball here. Is there anything else I want then? Radiant Gardevoir, I think, in this case. I think Radiant... Oh wait, I do have the other Moltres. Heck, then I guess I'm blind. That's crazy. That is crazy. I should have played the Hisuian Heavy Ball first to check prizes, but that's okay. We're fine. We are a-okay. Shuffle the deck again. Once again, we're still in our very first turn of the game, going second. We're already through like a third of our deck, which is really nice. Okay, let's play that Hisuian Heavy Ball to see. Take a look at our face down prize cards and swap this for a basic Pokemon we find here. I think once again we're pretty fine discarding Pokemon, or discarding our hand, so I'm okay with grabbing the Dedenne here. Let's bench Empoleon. Quick ball away to Sky Field for like Latios, because the other one's priced. Probably better to grab it now. Not even sure if I wanted to bench this Empoleon, but it feels okay. It felt okay. Technically, the Latios can attack too, funnily enough. Alright. I guess this is another way to get Dark and discard to attach the Latios and retreat with it before playing Latias EX. Anyway, let's Dedenne-GX to discard our hand and draw 6 cards. Ooh, both Rescue Stretchers are here. That's kind of bad. Let's VIP Pass for Mega Latias EX. Alright. We have 4 Sealstone. We have Dire Flame Wings to attach a Darkness Energy here. From discards, I have Prime Catcher, even though there's no retreat. We had, yeah, Rescue Stretchers doesn't recover anything, so I'm not gonna use that Squawkabilly. We're gonna Prime Catcher up the Mega Latias EX. Wait. Do I want to do this? Yeah, I kind of have to. We're not triggering Lustrous Assist. I will attach this manually for turn. And I'll use Strafe to do 40 damage and switch this with one of my bench Pokemon being the Wobbuffet. And pass the turn. My opponent still doesn't have any abilities. And we draw a card for turn. Alright. So what we can do is we can think. Retreat Wobbuffet for free with Latias EX's ability. Then use Dire Flame Wings. Attach a Dark Energy here. Let's actually rearrange this bench a little bit so we have a little bit more room for this tower of a Galarian Moltres that's here. I think I do want to force Sealstone for a Double Dragon at in this stage of the game. I think I do want to swing for a KO at this point. Don't want to give my opponent too many turns. I can technically choose to swing with Moltres next turn, funnily enough. And then, yeah, let's use Illusory Impulse to discard our energies and take 2 prizes. Raihan and Seeker, nice. Okay, now let's assume Mega Latinas goes down. Our opponent goes all the way down to 3 prizes. Let's push Latios. Draw a card for turn. Dire Flame Wings. Attach another Darkness Energy here. Kind of need to leave this bench space open or keep bench or Sky Field bumping open. Let's see. Trainers Mail can grab me. I mean, sure. Heavy Ball can technically grab me Marshadow, which is not the worst thing in the world. Marshadow is actually not bad here, I think. Yeah, this is actually kind of fine. Marshadow is definitely not the worst thing in the world here. It's actually a pretty solid play. Okay, let's bench Marshadow. Do I want to Raihan here? Probably not. Well, I get to search my deck for a card, so it's not the worst thing ever. I think I'm okay with Raihan here. Grab a Double Dragon. Oh yeah, I needed to attach an energy card from discard to one of my Pokemon. Forgot that. Do I even have one left? Yeah, I do. All 4 were in discards. Okay. Let's attach them to Latios. This is the card we get to hand with Raihan. Let's manually attach that Double Dragon Energy to Wobbuffet. And then hard retreat into Galarian Moltres V. This is actually the first time I'm swinging with Moltres. This is really... Actually, no, the Raihan play is giga terrible. Hold on. No, we didn't play Raihan. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry. This is in deck. This is still in discards. I need to shuffle deck. The play we need to do here is to versus Seeker for Guzma, and then I need to Gus something up, yeah. Guzma, the tiny surpriser like Dedenne or Squawk, but because I can't knock out Regidrago V or V-Star with this attack. So if we do a play like this, we can do Aura Burn for 190, doing 30 damage to ourselves, grabbing the 2 prizes from that bench shitter. My last 2 prizes are 2 Isui and Heavy Balls, that's awesome. Alright, so our opponent is likely going to KO this Moltres. Going down to 1 prize, they don't have a 3 prize option here. So what I'm going to do, push Latios, draw cards return. I'll use Marshadow's ability to discard Sky Field and hits. This forces me to discard more things from my bench, so let's discard Squawk and Dedenne. Oh, let's bench the Moltres. No. No. Not benching the Moltres is game losing here. We then Rescue Stretcher or Mega Latias EX to hands. Bench Mega Latias EX. Play Raihan to attach a Dark Energy from discard to Mega Latias. Search our deck for a card to put in our hands. Double Dragon Energy, which we can manually attach. This way we don't even need Galarian Moltres. This is why the play was so good. There's a Raihan the goat, Raihan the goat, Raihan the goat. Alright, shuffle. Shuffle. Nothing matters now anymore because we can just switch cards or hard retreat with Latias. This Mega Latias into the active. We don't really have Gusts, but we have versus Seeker for Goose. No, wait. We played our supporter for turn. We do not have Gusts. Our Prime Catcher is in discard, right? Yeah, it is. That's okay. Just swing for KO, which is likely 2 prizes. Alright. That was a pretty nice game, if I do say so myself. A good last game to really showcase how well this deck can do anything, even in bad situations. Let me just clean up everything. Aether Foundation. I love Aether Foundation music. Ether? Ether? Aether. I think it's Aether Foundation. Right, and then let's go grab these 2 goobers. These are the mascots of this list. Technically it's just Mega Latios, but... or Mega Latias, sorry. These are our 2 goats, so they get to do front page shining. There we go. I'll move back to my PC. Alright. Alright. Thanks everyone so much for hanging out. I'll go ahead and mute the music for now, because I want to go look for someone who we can raid into on the Twitch. Once again, thanks everyone so much for asking. For watching. If you want to join the raid, feel free to copy any of the 2 raid messages. If you're watching on YouTube, you unfortunately can't join the raid, but follow me on Twitch anyway. Feel free to join the POKÉ-COMMANDER Discords if you guys have any questions for that. We're aiming for a new game this Saturday, if I can. I'm not entirely sure that's gonna work out, but I'll talk about it in the Discords to see if we can find a spot for that this Saturday. It might have to be Sunday, but we'll see. Do we want to raid into UNB? We could raid into UNB. They don't have raids disabled. They don't. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. Oh, there are ads playing for this. Be good 15 seconds. But thanks everyone so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.